What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a new video. And today I'm bringing you guys another weekly market breakdown on US30. Let's get right on into the video. So first things first, I always start off understanding what's happening on overall every time frame, because there's no time frame that's better than the other one. You have to understand what's happening overall because you got to understand the bigger picture or bigger perspective on what's happening in the market. So right now we're on the daily time frame. I can see that price is tapping into this specific area right here. If you look to the left, you see that we are clearing these highs right here. So we're clearing an area of possible liquidity. So price is either going to pop up into it and come down, or it's going to come through and start targeting liquidity on higher areas such as this up here. So that's something we're going to be paying attention to this week, but keeping in mind that the past few days we were losing momentum. So this could be a possible false break to then potentially have that retracement that we've been looking for. Could happen, might not, but we just want to keep that in mind. So overall on the daily, we're going to keep in mind we are pretty bullish. I'm going to keep these off, so I'm going to keep bullish in mind. Now I'm going to make my way to the 4-hour time frame. Matter of fact, I'm going to start off on the lower time frames first. I don't really like starting off on the higher time frames, honestly, but the first thing I notice is we are clearing this high, like I said, so there's a potential reasoning that price is going to have a potential false break. We cleared the liquidity. Now you see we're losing that momentum. Now what is something that could potentially happen? We could potentially see a possible retracement, and if you pull your fib from this low on the 4-hour time frame to this high where price is currently losing its momentum, you can see that if we have a retracement, we could potentially come down to this area down here, which is our 4-hour bullish order block, which is basically another reason for us to believe that price is going to find an area of support to potentially continue up higher. Because like we said, we're bullish on the higher time frame, so something we could potentially anticipate is price have a retracement going into Sunday for Monday to continue going higher and get the liquidity from these equal highs. So that's something that could potentially happen based off of the 4-hour. Now let's also keep in mind, now we're gonna, not the 4-hour, this is on the 15-minute, my bad, 15-minute. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark up the previous Friday's Asian range. Even though I usually like to mark up the previous days, since the market closed on Friday, the previous day's Asian range is all the way down here. So that's something we could possibly anticipate if you pull that Asian range all the way over. Now let's pull our fib from this low here, because we know that this low is possibly more significant. And now you get a new different bias. Why we get a different bias? Because we understand the Asian range now, so we understand that this isn't ideally the most probable scenario that could possibly happen. Now let's move on to the 30-minute, and you see that we have this 30-minute order block right here at the 70.50% level, and it's also in confluence with this high of that previous Friday's Asian range. So now we have multiple confirmations. We're going to slowly move on to the hour, and we're just going to be looking at everything. I'm also going to mark up the 50% of this Asian range just so we can get an idea where it is that price could potentially make a move to. So now that with everything we see, we understand that previous Friday's Asian range is at 35,800, which is another significant level because it's one of our big figure levels. 35,800 is an area that we could definitely see reaction from. And where is it at? It's just, let me get these perfect, my OCD. But you can see that these areas are all in the same ideal area, 35,800, along with the Asian session high, the previous Friday's Asian session high. We also have this 30-minute order block, and we also have this fib long that we drew from this low down here to this high up here. So something we could possibly anticipate is price come down to go higher. So we cleared the buy side liquidity. Now where's the sell side liquidity? Sell side liquidity will be right below this low right here. Come down, clear this liquidity to potentially keep moving higher, because like we said, based off the higher time frame, we know we're bullish on a macro perspective. But now we got to understand what's happening on a day-to-day basis, because just because we are bullish on the daily time frame doesn't mean that we are going to just start to push automatically. That's not what it means. You got to understand what's happening overall. And just like price has these specific areas right here, if I come to a 30-minute, we got this 30-minute order block right here that price is likely to also have a potential move on. So we're gonna have that marked out. Even though this isn't the ideal trade that I would personally be looking for, we got to keep in mind all these different areas that price could potentially move from, because you don't want to I always say set a bias, but at the same time you don't want to set a bias. You want to be open to every possible opportunity the market could possibly have. So there's multiple right here. Price could come down to possibly this 35,920 level. If you pull the fib from this low to this high, change it just like that. We can also get that reaction that we want to see here. So just because we have the Asian session all the way down here with this 30-minute order block and all these other confirmations, I'll write them down for you guys just so you know. We have the 30-minute order block, we have the fib long, we have 35,800 along with the Asian range high. So there's a lot of reason for me to believe that price could likely come into this area to see a potential reason to have a push to the top side. Even though it might not happen, you just got to form a bias on what you likely want to expect going into the week. That's really all it comes down to. This is on my short. This is basically what I'm expecting for US30 as of right now, but now we're going to make our way off to the weekly and we're going to understand what's happening on the weekly. So like I said, we've been bullish on US30 for about all week. Last week we started in this weekly bullish order block area. As you can see, prices respected multiple times, and you can see every time that it came into it, prices moved to the top side. Why? Because this area right here is very significant, because it's that daily order block, meaning it's basically institutional support on a higher time frame. And you can see that how well it's being respected, because these aren't small moves. This weekly candle is about 1,300 pips, and as you can see, now we're trading into this bearish weekly order block also. So we are going to be expecting potentially prices either going to show a willingness to want to reject, or we are going to see just price continue to move bullish. So something we could see is we could see a possible retracement to then possibly continue going higher. That's something we can also expect. Now, where is this in price? What level is this in price? This is 35,310. What's going on, guys? So before you keep on watching the video, I just wanted to tell you guys about this opportunity that I have for you guys. So as of recently, I have been getting a lot of questions and comments and concerns about whether or not I do one-on-one mentorship. I personally do not do one-on-one mentorship, but I do have mentorship now, which I decided because you guys have been asking for it for a while now. So what will I be providing? I will be providing daily live stream access and mentorship every single day, where I will teach you everything that I know and I will guide you from zero to hero. And along with that, I will be giving you live trade analysis, and you will know all of my trades taken live real time. So with that being said, the price of it right now is $100 a month, but the price is not going to be like that for long. After the first 100 people join, I will be having the price go up. So make sure you take advantage while you can. And now you can finish watching the video. This is 35,310, which is pretty significantly far. It's all the way down there. But keeping in mind, on this low, this is an area of liquidity that we're going to be keeping in mind. I'm not going to have these all drawn out when I'm actually doing my markups during the week, but I just want to understand where everywhere price is likely to run to, because as you can see, this area to the left got cleared once, came down, cleared again, clearing this high, so we could potentially see a drop. In my eyes, the best scenario I'm looking for is for price to come down to 35,800 to then make that push to the top side. And now we're going to go to the higher time frames and look at where 34, what number was it? 34,800? Yeah, 35,800, my bad. Now we're gonna look on the 4 hour. Where's 35,800? Where can we likely see possible reactions? So 35,800 is right here. We're on the 4 hour now. So one thing I see is prices continuing to make this high, but at 34,800 we do have this last down candle before this up move, which is right here. Nah, I wouldn't even use that. I would use this one. This last down candle for this last up candle for this down move that then got broken through. This would be our breaker block right here. I was going to use this down candle, but that's not technically a breaker block. Right here would be. And then look at the highs and lows. We're going to mark up to 50%. Just like that. You can see that 35,800 is right in this general area. So something we could potentially be looking for is price to have a retracement into it. So I'm going to pull my fib to the very high using the wicks, just because the market hasn't made that support yet and doesn't show willingness to reject. So we're just going to have to wait for that. we have our fib drawn from this low to this high, and you can see that 38.20% is right here at this 35,800 area. So I'm just gonna have my 38.20% on it. I'm not gonna have anything else. I don't know why it's not taking it off. Hold on, I'll just take it off myself. This only one we're paying attention to is 38.20%. And if you pull your fib and make it a little bit neater using the bodies, such as this, and wait for this to use the body. Let me just go to the hour time frame. 35. I'm just trying to get that very high. Let me back out. Where's the fib at? Just like this. Right there at the very high. There we go. You have it at the very high, and there you go. That's our 38.20%, which is close to this 4-hour burger block. Now, just keep in mind, this fib is more than likely going to get moved around. It's going to get changed. It's not going to stay in this area because price could likely continue to move a little bit higher. Then we'll have to fix the fib. But if it does, then we'll just have to redo it. But if you use the last candle, the last down candle right here, this would be perfect right at that 35,800 area. But as you can see, it's not. So it is what it is. Now let's move on to the daily. The daily, we already know what's going on. But if you understand this overall, how market's looking on the lower time frames, if we look at this last down candle right here, where is this at? It's at 35,847. Now if we use that along with the body of the candle and look at the range in between, 35,800 is right in here. So like I said, all we can possibly see is possibly get a little retracement to go higher. Now let's not even use that. Now let's just use the high of this down candle. This is at 35,900. It's basically 35,800 in my opinion. It's very close, 35,800. I'm gonna have that marked out also, just so I can remember this going into the week. It's about 10 pips off of 800. So that's something we could potentially see. This is all in the same area. We have multiple confirmations on different time frames. I'm gonna mark it up here. Where's 34,800? 35,800 is going to be an area that we're going to be paying attention to this week for sure. And that's going to be definitely an area I look to get into probably on Monday or Tuesday if presented the opportunity. We're also keeping in mind this higher time frame. We're likely to see possible rejection in this area due to the fact we are at this order block and we're tapping into it for the first time. So we're going to see how we react. We'll potentially move lower into the week to then continue moving higher going towards the end of December. And that's really it. Just my little market breakdown on US30. Simple little video to give to you guys, just to show you guys I'm still here. I'm still gonna be uploading my weekly market videos along with still uploading my can't think of the word, my live trades. So that's really it. If you haven't watched my live trades, make sure you go do that. I'm live every single day from about 8:30 a.m. EST to about 10 a.m. EST. So if you want to watch me live trade, want to watch me mark up every single day on a daily basis and how I go about my trading, make sure you do that. And if you also just want to overall improve your trading, I also have my mentorship, but not everyone needs it. In my opinion, mentorship is only for the ones looking to really elevate their trading. But if you're looking to just understand market structure, understand price action, understand liquidity, understand the market algorithm, I have a lot of videos on my channel as is, so you can definitely learn a lot from there. Also, you have ICT, which is who I've personally made my mentor and who I've learned everything that I know from. So that's really it. We're all just going to continue improving going to this next week, and that's really it. We're going to see how the market reacts, and that's really it. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this video. Hopefully everyone found some benefit in it, and I'm going to talk to you guys later. Hopefully everyone was able to learn something. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.